speaking. So
since I was a little kid, I had this sense of purposefulness. I had this desire, passion to lead and to bring about a positive change in the world. In the evenings, I used to watch these competition games between adults. I would take out my notebook, I would write the rules of that game, and then I will think, reflect upon the rules, and I will change them to adjust them to a child game. In the day, after the school, I would gather all the children in the neighborhood. I would divide them into teams. I would tell them the rules of the game, and I would lead them to play the game according to the rules. I loved that playground. I thrived in my role as a leader. I loved to boss around those children, and I am pretty sure that those children had lots of fun too. But soon, everything changed in my life. As the civil war began in Afghanistan, my family and I had to run for our lives. From that point on, my life was about survival. My childhood was taken away from me in a brutal way. My childhood friends were taken away from me. And most importantly, the playground where I ruled, where I practiced my leadership skills, and where I thrived was taken away from me. But one thing that remained as strong and as unshaken as ever in me was my burning desire to become a leader and to bring about a positive change in the world. As I grew older, with the experiences that I have had in my life as a war child, as a woman, as a refugee, all these experiences have shaped my definition of good leadership, of a good political system, and a good ruling system, and a just world, a world where there is justice. So I always think, how would it have been if I ruled the world for one day? And I always think that if I get to rule the world for one day, I would make sure that no child will ever again experience war. If I ruled the world for one day, I would make sure that every child in the world has access to education, to school, and most importantly, to safe schoolway. If I get to rule the world for one day, I would make sure that there is equality between men and women, so that no other sister ever feel that she is less worthy than her brother. I would make sure that no woman on earth feel that she is inferior to a man. If I get to rule the world one day, I would make sure that nobody is discriminated based on her or his color, race, religion, background, ethnicity, or where this person comes from. Gap between the rich and the poor is at least lessened, if not eradicated. I will make sure that there is less hatred and less corruption, and I would make sure that there is more love, acceptance, justice, peace, and respect. I would make sure that we take better care of our planet. I will make sure that the climate change is taken seriously. But then there is other question that I want to ask. Do I have to wait to make a positive change in the world until the day that I get to rule the world? I believe that I, as an individual, have the power to bring about positive change in the world with small steps, with who I am, where I am, with the tiniest act of love, the smallest act of care, the smallest word that I either listen, learn, read, or write, I'm able to make a positive change in the world. So when I wake up every morning, I make sure that that change has begun with myself. I make sure that I have a goal, I have a plan, and I do whatever I can to bring about a positive change in the world and to lead the world towards a better path. So I believe that no matter where we are, who we are, how big or small we are, what color, race, ethnicity, background, or life experiences we have, both you and I, we have the power within us to make a change without being like on the top and rule the entire world. We can do that. We can make a change from wherever we are. Thank you for your attention.